running the program. My team will be running the program with Matthias and Trackmagic under the tent, and they're going to have their little hospitality tent. And they just basically want to be in Vegas because they're all passionate about go-karting, and now there's a Trackmagic go-kart racing at the highest level of American karting in the biggest race of the year. So
when did Matthias? What was his reaction when he found out?
Matthias doesn't even know. Matthias doesn't even know. I mean, I still got to send him pictures of the go-kart. I told him, you're going to be racing the 175 on my go-kart, and you're going to be racing KZ on a go-kart that's my design, but it's going to be a different color. And I didn't tell him. He doesn't know, and I'm sure he knows now.
But it's live, so...
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's Florida. He might be sleeping or something.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he obviously know, and...
well, that's going to be exciting for him, too.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the only thing I hope it doesn't, like, with all the people around, it doesn't put pressure on him. I'll definitely have to pull him aside and tell him, I think, he felt maybe a little bit of pressure last year, and I didn't express it to him early enough during the weekend, and after I did, he started doing a lot better, because I think he went in the notion, like, okay, it was our first debut race, Gary, my name, and everything, it's exciting. He wants to show, it can do well and win, and I had to, like, pull him back. I'm like, dude, like, it's my first race. Like, if we finish the final, with no braking or obviously we want to go to win and everything, but it was our first race. Like, I'm not expecting anything. Like,
yeah,
we need to see how it goes. I mean, you can't test a go-kart on a parking lot, and I never had the go-kart on a parking lot. I didn't know. I mean, we were going throughout the heat races, changing stuff, kind of just to see what happened, just to know, 'cause
yeah,
we never done it before, so. That entailed, I told him, just be calm, just be yourself and go do your best. If you get 5th place, you get 5th place. If you get 10th place, you get 10th. I don't care. I need to develop my brand, I need to develop my product, and you're a good driver to do that with. So, then he went out and won.
So all that went out the door?
Yeah, that went out the door. It's like, holy shit, like my first goal was, okay, like, we'll get the chassis going, get the team going, and if we could win a national race, how cool would that be? Well, and check that one off, race 1. So,
yeah.
And hell, we might never win a national race again. That's racing, but to get it done, it was great. And now with this Trackmagic thing, they'll have someone to cheer for and keep his head in line and just make it like, it's just different color go-kart, but it's the same routine. It's the same way how we got to go about things, and don't let it be a distraction, and just use that energy as people supporting you as a positive, and don't take it as more pressure. And I'm sure he'll do fine. It'd be really cool to see the kart on track. I'm sure a lot of people in the paddock area will be stoked to see it. And
all day long, people are just swarming the karts and just looking at him and joking about, hey, can I take it out?
Yeah, you.
Well, I was serious. No, it's really neat, and it just. It's just a great story.
Yeah,
it just really is a great
cool
story.
How it all came together, and like I said, Bob, it was a huge part of it. Jason, having the idea of wanting to help out, and then all coming together at the same time, and me having my own cart now, and being having the ability to manufacture something like what we did with the new Trackmagic FE, and it's kind of crazy how it all comes together. But call it fate or whatever you want to believe. Something, somehow, it's kind of hard to believe how it all came together. So, is it Fausto upstairs? Who knows? I don't know. Or it just happened to be, wherever you want to think. But it's cool. We're going to, run with it. We'll try to do it the best we can, to live on the name. In my opinion, it's people like Bob, Jason LaPointe, Kyle Martin, all these customers and old Trackmagic guys. If they say it's good, then it's good to me. If anybody else outside that core group doesn't like it, thinks it's something else, well, I have to go with Fausto's motto and FTR, F the rest. F the rest. We got our core group of guys that love it, so I'm happy. And yeah, we'll go to Vegas with our best shot, We'll try our best to make the brand, show as well as possible.
Yep. So we're here with Gary Carlton, and let's just give your business a real plug. So you have a new website.
Yeah, website, gfckarting.com. We have all the information about the karts that we have on for sale now. We obviously have our two models, our tag chassis and our SS31, and then our shifter chassis, the GT14. We are developing a cadet. I was just overseas about a week ago and watched the first one bent and welded and seen how we wanted it to be, and so we're going to debut that in November also, and then has a bunch of information about our team and our arrive and drive packages and everything. So
that's gfckarting.com?
gfckarting.com.
Okay.
So,
and then your next race is Sonoma?
Sonoma, the 19th and 20th. Last round of the Sonoma Rock Series, Sanzuro Championship, or however they call it.
Yeah. I always have to read it. It's Sanzura.
We all
huge video game company.
Yeah, we all know it's the Rock Series in Sonoma.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the bigger series here in NorCal right now.
Do you have a driver lineup for that race?
I do. We'll have Matthias there.
Okay.
We will have Warwong Kamarakul. We will have...
what's his other name?
Plu.
There we go.
Everyone knows him by.
So Matthias is coming out too?
Yeah, we'll have Hunter Pickett there
from
Pickett Racing using GFC chassis.
So Matthias, Plu, Hunter Pickett.
Hunter Pickett. We will have Rithik Ranadive on the tag chassis.
Okay.
He's been all year, a new kid, the first year of racing. Literally was at the back of the pack beginning of the year, and he was fighting for a podium now the last two races.
Nice.
So huge improvement from Rithik. Very happy to see him progress.
Young Cole Shade.
Young Cole Shade that's been winning races, doing very well. First year in senior shifter.
But there's a family that they're local. They put a lot of effort in.
A huge effort, put a huge support of my brand and company, so we can't thank the Shades enough. I'm surprised they weren't here this weekend, to be honest. I haven't heard from them in a while. I got to speak with them.
I wonder if they're testing somewhere.
Then maybe they're testing Sonoma,
Yeah.
I got to get a hold of those guys and make sure they're doing all right. I haven't heard from them for a minute. And, I mean...
I'm putting you on the spot, so if we forgot someone, we apologize.
Mike Wash, maybe. Obviously he's got the broken back. It might be difficult for him to make it out for that race. I haven't heard from him for a couple days. See what his progress on his healing is going. But, there might be a few others. But, obviously in the racing business, it's 2-3 weeks out, so a lot could change. A lot could add,
right.
a lot could delete. Well, we just got to see.
And then you're going to Vegas for the two races. So there's the Rock the Rio coming up at the end of October.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later is the king of all karting races.
Yeah, will be the
Superkarts USA Super Nats.
Yeah.
So do you have a driver lineup you can kind of run through?
Yeah, for the Rock, we'll for sure have Brendan Rybarski, Cole Shade, Cole Bailey, Hunter Pickett, Matthias Ramirez, all in the senior shifter category. In the tag category, we're going to have Eddie Shimon.
Okay.
Eddie Shimon. In the masters category, depending on his healing, Michael Gouache.
Okay.
And then possibly I got to speak with Zach Pedanici. Will obviously be there. I don't know if he'd be under our official team or running with Diego, or if we're going to combine. So Zach Pedanici would be another one in the senior shifter category. And I'm gonna be missing. I had the list at home. If I forgot about you, I'm so sorry. I appreciate everyone. One not more than the other, but those people. And then for Vegas, we'll have Warwong in the 175. We'll have Hunter Pickett in the 175. Matthias Ramirez in the KZ. Possible Cole Bailey. He's going to try to make the race for that. We're going to have Diego Ortiz, our Mexican driver, in the X30 category. Sonny Cervelli will be in the KA category. And then possibly another driver in the X30 category that we're maybe going to do a deal with. And another one if I forgot somebody.
I'm catching you kind of
off
guard with these questions.
Yeah. I don't have the official list, and obviously nothing's set in stone at the moment because we're still a little bit far out for the races. But once I have the official lineup, obviously we'll do the the photos and the press releases through Facebook and Instagram like we always do. And yeah, I'm really excited for how the brand and the team's grown, and I hope we can have a good result. I mean, it's obviously these races are not easy to win, and everyone pushes themselves, and each team and each driver. So to win the first day, it's definitely always hard to win one, but to be back-to-back champs is going to be even more difficult. So, and not having Matthias and Hunter and all these guys, they haven't been able to race nationally so much this year for one reason or the other. So it might be a little bit difficult, but we got the people like Cole Shade and Cole Bailey and Warwong in the shifter categories that I think can show very well and even win if they get to the track and figure out the track quickly. I mean, we have a great group of drivers. The tag, I'm really looking forward with Sonny with the KA. We've been doing some development and everything and try to make a big splash there. And yeah, I mean, all my drivers have put in the work and put in the dedication, so I can't thank them enough, trust in the product and my team and services and everything. So they're what make the team. Obviously, with no customers, there's no team. And I appreciate everything they do for me, and I try to give it back, giving the best product and service possible,
Well, Gary, I really appreciate your time today. I think this was a perfect podcast to kind of wrap up the weekend. We had Kyle Martin on, Jason Lapointe on, Joe Fong. Let's see, Gary. I'm going to mess up his last name. I'm sorry, Greg Yanuzzi. Let's see, Oliver Rowan. We had him on, and let's see. It's just a nice.
Great event.
You're the last one here.
Yeah, great.
So I appreciate that as well. And it's just really nice to be able to... You had your unveiling this weekend. It sounded like you knocked it out of the park. A huge shout out to Bob Eriks for arranging these opportunities for racers to get together. Whether it's, it's not racers on Race Monitor, right? It's just... I got about a minute. But I thought it was pretty funny. I've said this a couple times today. I was out on the score tower, and you went out on the track for the first time today, and all your Trackmagic boys ran to the fence, and you were out there for a lap. They all reached into their pocket at the same time, and they started pulling out their stopwatches or their cell phones to figure out how to time you. And I just had a smile on my face, like it's like, we're at a fucking, excuse my language, barbecue, reunion weekend. Yeah, and then at the end of the day, they're all still racers. They're all still timing each other. And about halfway through the day, you guys were getting out of the cart. You're talking to each other. You're helping each other with driving tips. And it's a barbecue. And then you were going back and forth between your cart, the new GFC. You hopped into the older Trackmagic, the Mamo Gidley edition. Yeah. And you were going back and forth. And that was just a really neat to see, again, from the outsider looking in. And you guys were all just... smiles on your face. How can we go faster? How can we go faster on a barbecue weekend?
Yeah, but it's just, when it's in you, it's in you. And you can't take it out. So.
Yeah, no, that was just really neat to see, and I really appreciate you taking out the time to do a quick podcast with me. And
yeah, no problem.
Yeah, best of luck at Sonoma at the Rock Race and Rock the Rio and the Supernats. And again, is there any... thing you want to say in closing?
I just want to say thanks to all these guys that came out and they put it together, and the nice words and the support and everything else. I mean, it means the world to me. And like I said, any race victory is not as good as the respect you get from other people, in my opinion. So to me, it meant the world to me. So thank you.
Yeah, well said. We'll leave it on that.